Welcome everyone to the College Success Coalition Steering Team Develop webinar. This meeting will help steering team members prepare for the May member meeting. My name is Sue Reynolds. I'm president of the American Student Achievement Institute, and also presenting today is Emily Sellers, who is the Director of Outreach and Engagement from the Indiana Commission for Higher Education. So let's get started. Here's the agenda for today. I'll be talking about the first three topics. We'll do a quick state of CSC consideration, and then we'll look at the May member meeting walkthrough and the May steering team tasks. Then after I've done that, then Emily will talk with you about the new coalition call-out meetings that are about to happen and the new CSC online system that is pretty cool. I'm really excited about. Okay, so let's look at real quickly at the state of CSC. We are now up to over 2,000 member organizations, and we're starting to approach that 4,000 activity mark, which is pretty exciting. This morning I did a quick check of some of the success stories, and the three counties that I wanted to share with you are counties that have been very engaged in CSC. In Benton County, they have 42 member organizations who have implemented 106 activities. And look at their data. In terms of college entrance, they've increased from 47% of their high school graduates to 60%. In terms of on-time four-year completion, they've gone from 14% to 16%, and increased the percentage of citizens holding a bachelor's degree from 9% to 10%. So these are really huge jumps. When you're looking at changing something like college admissions or college completion, there are so many factors that impact those things that a 1% gain is really significant. So very, very proud and pleased of the success that Benton County is having. And of course, it's not just the College Success Coalition that impacts this data, but we know that the role that the member organizations play in implementing the activities that drive this data, that does play an impact. So very pleased. Looking at another county, in Perry County, they have 29 member organizations. They've implemented 59 activities. Really some targeted activities in Perry County. They've done a really nice job of looking at their root cause data to see what their areas of concern are, and then have designed activities to really tackle those concerns. They've increased their college entrance data from 49% of their high school graduates to 58%. Their college completion, look at those numbers, oh my gosh, 8% to 17%, huge jump. And then the percentage of citizens holding a degree, a bachelor's degree, is actually decreased from 8% to 7%. So that would kind of tell me that while they're increasing their post-secondary graduates, perhaps those graduates are not staying in the county, which could be a possibility. So something that I know that Perry County will consider as they look at their data. Lawrence County, another big jump on college admissions, 40% to 60% of their high school graduates. And then college completion on time has jumped from 9% to 15%, so another big jump. And look at their bachelor degree holder in their county, has jumped from 6% to 8%. And again, 26 member organizations that have been very active, and they've also done a nice job of looking at their data and really targeting their activities to the areas in their county that are interfering with post-secondary access and post-secondary completion. So some nice success stories. I'm very proud of the engagement level across the state, as well as the results that we're seeing across the state. So today is the day that our organization, the American Student Achievement Institute, is officially passing full responsibility for the management of the coalition from ASA to the Commission for Higher Ed. And that's why Emily Sellers is joining us today. About halfway through this webinar, she will take the reins, and we'll start talking about what comes next. But before we do that, I need to talk with you about your May activities. Also, just from behalf of our organization, do want to give some thanks. very appreciative of the staff at CHE that we've partnered with in designing and implementing and managing the coalition for the past 5 years. Commissioner Lubbers, Jason Bierce, their Associate Director, and Emily Sellers, who will talk with you today. Just have really enjoyed working with that staff. And then our staff, very appreciative of the support that they've put in to CSC, the support specialists that have worked with you over the years. Currently that's Debbie Howell, but in the past also Lucinda Roberts and Susan Tharp. I think without those three people, a lot of our coalitions wouldn't have gotten off the ground in the great way that they did. And then also the team that we have in our organization that designed the initial online system, Amy Drake and David Ernst. Just really, I couldn't be prouder of our staff. And finally, a thank you to all the steering team members across the state that have engaged and collected data and reviewed data and recruited member organizations and created strategic plans. None of this would have happened without you guys. And very pleased where we are right now and very proud to be passing this off to the Commission for Higher Ed. Okay, so that said, let's do a quick walkthrough of the May meeting with your member organizations. So these are the actual slides that you'll be showing, and we'll just kind of talk through each of them. So the first thing we want to do is to just kind of do a state of CSC in your county. So we've given you a slide that looks like the 3 counties that I just shared with you, but you would fill this in. How many member organizations do you have right now? How many activities do you have? And then what results are you seeing in your county right now? So just kind of a state of CSC in your county. Then a quick review. We're reminding people that last summer, we updated your strategic plan, and we came into this year with each of your member organizations having activities that they committed to implementing during the past year. In January, we're reminding people that you met with your member organizations and you did progress reports. Each of your member organizations got to stand up and tell about all the good things they had been doing to promote post-secondary access and completion. And then you also had your member organizations go online and update the implementation of their activities in the online system. And then in May, we're basically doing the same thing. We're meeting again with your member organizations. We're talking about the activities that they've done in the last semester, and then highlighting things that are coming up in May. And then we're going to get online again and update their progress in the online system. So we have some documentation of their work to share with the Commission for Higher Ed, as well as to share with your steering team. Okay, so the next part of your program is to do your member sharing, and we've just given you a slide to do that. Describe one activity that you did last semester. Did student choices change as a result of the activities? How do you know? And what do you plan to do next semester? And then up at the top in the title, you're telling everybody that each organization has 5 minutes to talk or 2 minutes to talk, or however much time you feel you can allot to them. Okay, so after all of the sharing, then we're saying, okay, here's today's tasks. We need to update your member activities, and we're going to complete your member progress reports. So the first activity is then to update their activities. And to do that, you're of course having your meeting in a place where everybody can get online, so they've brought their laptop with them or their smart pad or whatever, or perhaps you're actually having your meeting in a computer lab at your public library or your high school. And so when we get to this screen, we're saying, okay, let's everybody get online, go to this web address, www.asainstitute.org/CSC will get them there for sure, and then www.learnmoreindiana.org/CSC will get them there as well. So one of those 2 addresses is going to allow them to get to this page. So then they're going to click on the member organization login, and they're going to log in, and please note that if they have forgotten their username or password, And of course, when you invite them to the meeting, you're going to ask them bring your username and password with you. But if they come and they don't have it, then you can tell them, click there and you can get your username and password. Okay, now just a little tip for the steering team. And again, before you do the presentation, you'll want to take this slide out. But if a person does not know their organization's username and password, here's what you need to do. So they would raise their hand and they're going to say, I don't know my password. So if the person is the coalition contact, you can ask that person to click the forgot your password and then that will send information about how to reset their password to their email address. Then they would go into their email and get the instructions and reset their password. If the person is not the contact for their organization, then you're going to ask them to log into the steering team page, click the member tab, and click the member oops, let me back up there. If the person is not the coalition contact, then you, as the steering team member, are going to log into the steering team page. You're going to click the Members tab, then click Manage Member Organizations, and then you want to change the contact person's name temporarily to whoever is in attendance. Save, and then ask the person to click the Forgot Your Password, and that will then send them the reset email. After you've done that, then you want to go back to the Manage Member Organization page and change the contact person back to the original contact person. That's kind of a workaround if the person representing the organization was not the contact person for that organization. Again, you might want to talk with Emily to make, or I'm sorry, with your outreach person from CHE to make sure that they're available perhaps during your meetings via the phone, so that if you get stuck and you can't figure out like how to help them get their password reset, your outreach coordinator can help you with that. So, okay. So going on, we're getting everybody logged in now, so all your member organizations are all logged in. First thing you're going to ask them to do is click Our Activities, and then when they get to the activity page, they're going to look for the only icon in the Add Edit column. They're going to click on that, and that's going to bring up their activities, and then they have a chance to edit an activity, omit it, or maybe they did another activity last semester that they weren't planning to do. They could add a new activity at that point. So, so we're asking people just to kind of update the activities that they did throughout the year, and then we're ready for them to do their progress report after all their activities are updated. So to go into the progress report, we're just going to go back to the left navigation bar, click on Our Progress, and you're showing people this and you're putting the slide up so they can see where you are, and then they'll click on Our Progress. Then when everybody's done that, then you'll say, okay, this is what you're going to see. And we want to do two things on this page. First of all, we want to select the progress report year. So that should be 15-16. And then we're looking for this time the year-end activity report. So they're going to click on that icon in the edit column for the year-end report. And then they'll come up with a sheet that looks like this. And this is really easy. All they have to do is say, okay, FAFSA Info Night. Did we implement it? Yes. How many people came? They can't remember, have them guess. Did it have the desired impact? Yes. And then do you plan to do this activity next year? Yes. So you can see it'll take them literally just a couple minutes, if that, to do the progress report. So very, very quick. Okay, and then you're thanking everybody for coming. They've had a chance to share and network with each other and possibly look for ways to collaborate and join forces with one another, support one another, and then they've also documented the implementation of their activities online, which is really important for your documentation as a county. So, okay. So let's go to the online system then, and we'll walk through your steering team tasks for this month. So I'm going to the online system, and I am logged in as an Alumni County, Cass County. This is going to basically be the exact same thing for the second year counties, except if you are a second year county, this year 2 is going to pop up there. Oops, I think I must have timed out on that. There we go. But when you scroll down to May, the tasks are exactly the same for year 2 in Alumni. So I'm going to scroll down, and so here are my tasks for May. And you can see that the first task is to remind schools in our county to survey. This is really important. This is where you get your follow-up data to see if students and adults in your community are making different choices because of all the activities that you've implemented. So I'm going to come over here, click on entry, and you'll see that that takes me to some data that shows me what the state of surveying is currently. This is up to date to the minute for your county. So at the top there's a little note here that says that the survey is open. It opened on March 15th and it will stay open until June 15th. So you can see, in Cass County right now we have surveyed in 2 out of 14 schools. So we've surveyed in 14% of the schools. 2 out of the schools have surveyed at least 30 students. We have 784 students that have surveyed out of 5,077 in the county. So 15% of the students in the county have surveyed. And then when we start to look at the grade levels, we can see that most of our surveys are happening with 9th grade. And you can see that in 12th grade, that number is really kind of falling off. So as you talk with people, you might want to say, really think about surveying your seniors, because across the county our data is a little low for the seniors. So when you're encouraging your counties to survey, and again, you want to do that because otherwise when it comes time to update your strategic plan, you won't have any data to look at. You won't know if your activities are making an impact. You won't know what new areas of concern, targeted concerns have popped up. So we really do need to have that data to inform the decisions that you're making as a county coalition. So if I scroll down here, we've given you some tools that you can use. So these are the schools that exist in your county. This is their progress, so you can see that Pioneer Junior Senior High School hasn't surveyed at all right now. Then we've given you the counselors' names and the phone number, and then just a little box that if you're a steering team member and you've contacted that school to remind them to survey, just click there on contacted. The counselors' names are as up-to-date as they could possibly be. We update that list from the Department of Education each year, and then last year we literally called on the phone every single school to update their counselor information in our database. So we think it's pretty up-to-date, but again, there may be some situations where we don't have the data, or a counselor is retired or whatever, so you may find different names than what appear here when you actually call the school. So no problem. And what you could do too is, instead of asking for a specific person, you could just say, may I speak to the lead counselor, or who is the lead counselor, may I speak to that person. Okay, so that's that. And again, one other thing, if there's a bunch of schools in your district and you've got 8 people on your steering team, you could just divvy up the schools between all 8 people on your steering team. That would be a great way to delegate the work. If you don't have time to call everybody, we'd strongly suggest that you contact your high schools and your middle schools. Especially remember, middle schools in 8th grade, that's when a lot of choices are made that either start students down a more narrow path to post-secondary, or that can start closing gates to post-secondary. So we think that middle school survey is really important, as well as the high school survey. Okay, so that is the first thing to do, remind schools in your county to survey. Then you're participating in the webinar right now, so that's good. On the member meeting tools, to help you out with that, if I click on this manual icon, that's going to take you to the manual. And again, if I scroll down, here's the tools that support this meeting. So for alumni counties, this will be in member meeting 4. And then if you are a second year county, this tab will pop up and you'll see you'll be scrolling down to member meeting 3 for the second year counties. The content of the meetings this month is exactly the same. So, okay. So that's how to get to the resources. And just as a reminder, one other way you can do it is to come up here and click on the manual tab, but you can go through this icon in the process page also. Okay, so entering the meeting 4 minutes, same as always, I'm going to come over to the entry column, click on the entry, and you're just putting the date that you had your meeting, who wrote your minutes, and then you're putting the minutes in. Okay, so we've got the minutes from the meeting, and that's really helpful to your outreach coordinators to help them, kind of keep up to speed with what's going on in your county to read those minutes. I know those when our staff was reviewing at ASA, that was really, really helpful to us. Okay, so then the next step is to look at your steering team year-end progress report. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Enter, and I'll see in this report there will be a list of activities. If you've planned steering team activities, your activities will be here, and you're just going to go into the year-end progress report, click on that, and you'll get that form to fill out. I can show you real quickly. Let's look at a second year county. Let me see if I can get there fast. Yeah, so this is a second year county, and I'm going to the steering team activities year-end report. I'm going to click on Enter Edit, and oops, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. At any rate, if you've planned steering team activities, those activities will pop up there, and then you can say that you did them. So, okay. Then, let me go back to Cass County. Then, the next thing is to review your member activities year-end progress report. And notice that there's no entry here. That's because each of your member organizations enter that. So when you go into that section, if you, let's see, member activities year-end report, when you click on that report, you're going to get something like, looks like this. And actually right now it makes sense that I have those red flags in there because nobody's told the organizations to do the year-end progress reports yet. So it makes sense that we're seeing for Ancilla College no progress has been reported. For the Center of Workforce Innovations, no progress has been reported. But there's a couple of organizations, I'm in Stark County now, there's a couple of organizations that kind of got a head start with that. So we can see that at Knox Community High School, they've already done their progress report. Everything that they planned to do, they did. Here's how many people participated. They said it had the desired impact, and it should be repeated next year. If I scroll down, here's another organization that kind of got a head start, Knox United Methodist Church. Had a FAFSA-free workshop on March 6th. Did they do it? Yes. They had one person that attended. That's better than none. And did it have the desired impact? Yes. And should it be repeated? Yes. So yeah, so you can see that as your member organizations start to fill out these progress reports, you're going to have a really nice picture of what's going on in your county. And the state will also have a very nice picture of what's going on in your county. So, okay. Then, so that was we did the steering team reports, the member activities, and that is it. Okay, so I think that's everything we have, and I think now feel like we need a drum roll. Dun, da, da. We're passing the baton officially from CSC or from ASA managing CSC to Learn More managing ASC, or I'm sorry, Learn More managing CSC. And it really has been a pleasure to work with the steering teams all these years, and looking forward to transitioning all of this to Learn More. We think it's a really healthy thing that Learn More is bringing the coalitions in-house. We think that that was really important to sustain the coalitions over time, and just have been really excited to work with Emily as this transition is occurring. And now's the official moment, Emily. And Emily wants to present, and I'll give the, I'm going to change presenters. So I'm making Emily the presenter. Yes. Okay, Emily, that should do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you for all of the great information that you were able to share. And so as we're transitioning slides here, I just really wanted to take an opportunity on behalf of the Indiana Commission for Higher Education and Learn More Indiana, just extend our sincere thanks and gratitude to you for your leadership, along with your colleagues, Debbie Howell, some of the other colleagues that you had listed there, just for all of your hard work and your commitment to strengthening communities across the state. And like I said, through your leadership and the great foundation that you were able to lay over the last few years with the work of the coalition. So we definitely appreciate and extend our thanks and gratitude to you and your team for that. So hopefully everyone can see my PowerPoint presentation. So hopefully it'll be popping up in just a moment. All right, so now I'm going to really talk about kind of next steps and what you can anticipate and expect to hear from us in the coming months, along with giving you all a very special preview of our new College Success Coalition database, activity database, and some information on there that we're very excited to share with you all today. So let me minimize this real quick. And we'll go ahead and get started. So beginning in May, if coalitions have not heard from their outreach coordinators already, you will be hearing from your regional outreach coordinator on behalf of the Commission very soon to schedule coalition call-out meetings. And we're going to be scheduling in all 72 counties. We're going to have existing coalitions from Alumni to Year 2 and Year 1 coalitions. We are going to be reaching out, and our outreach team will be meeting with each of you in your counties to really talk about kind of coalitions, celebrate your successes, and talk about what coalition engagement is going to be looking like moving forward. And so we're really looking forward to those opportunities to come visit your communities, celebrate your successes, and really learn about just more about the great work that your coalitions are engaged in. So again, the purpose of these call-out meetings, again, they'll be scheduled through May through July of 2016, are to engage and re-engage with community coalition members. We're going to have an opportunity to showcase our new coalition website and database, and then really just having an opportunity to have a community conversation and get some feedback from you all on the successes and highlights, and then also some lessons learned from your experience with the coalitions up until this point. We're going to be reaching out to all of our existing CSC partners. So this is going to be both for steering team members and member organizations, but we're also going to be sending invitations out to potential new coalition partners. So maybe some folks who maybe for one reason or another were informally engaged or a part of it, or maybe not officially a part of a coalition. We're going to extend invitations to all partners and parties to bring them around the table and bring them together to talk about coalitions and ways that we can engage and work together to better support our students. So again, time frame is going to be from May and through July. We actually just had our very first coalition call-out meeting in Howard County, and that happened this last Friday, so they were our first. And meetings you can anticipate maybe just a couple of hours, and they will range from in the morning, mid-afternoon to evening, depending on what works best for your county and your community. And then our outreach team will be reaching out to each of you individually, so steering team members and kind of the point people to get the meeting scheduled and on the books for May through July. And what we're hoping to accomplish, this is just kind of a rough, very quick overview of the agenda. We're going to do basic welcome and introductions. For those of you who may be new around the table, or for those of the organizations that may be new around the table, we're going to provide a little bit of context and overview of the coalition, so a little bit of background, history, the big goal, the purpose, and why we are coming together as a College Success Coalition, and the importance and the value that it brings to each of the communities, and then also have an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about what coalitions do, celebrate the successes and year-to-date successes, and then we're going to also talk about coalition responsibilities, so what coalitions are going to look like moving forward, how we are expecting and how we are going to want coalition members to engage with us is going to be another part of the conversation. And then we're going to shift gears and really have more of the, again, this is going to be the community conversation where we're celebrating the successes and accomplishments of the current and existing coalition, kind of year-to-date highlights, having a very candid conversation about the lessons learned, maybe some feedback that would be helpful and beneficial, and then hearing from the people from around the room what motivates them, what brings them to be around the coalition and around the table, what keeps them coming back, so we can learn from the coalition members and the successes from the previous years, and then really talking about what is this going to look like moving forward in future engagement with the coalitions. And so that's kind of an overview of what that part of the discussion is going to be. And then we're going to also, as we mentioned, share a preview of the coalition database, which you all are very lucky. You're going to get a sneak peek of the preview of the new coalition database and kind of what we've been working on in-house over here. And then again, talking about next steps and really kind of drilling down some of those action items for ways that we can engage and work together moving forward and continue to build upon the great work and foundation that we've had up until this point. So now we are very excited to do a quick walkthrough and demo of the current coalition, the new coalition database. And so we're very excited and eager to get feedback and kind of start presenting this to coalition so you all can kind of tell us ways that you think that you can engage with the new coalition database and ways that we can tweak it and improve to make it as user-friendly as possible for you. So right now you can ignore the kind of URL in the banner on the top. We will have a clean and new URL once this is kind of transitioned over to from the development stage over to launching live. And so you can you'll be able to access the coalition database in two different platforms. You can go to our scholars.in.gov website under partners. You can also go through learnmoreindiana.org College Success Coalitions, and so those will be the two entry points to access our database. And when you look on the landing page, there are going to be 4 primary actions that you can take. On the far left, you can either search for activities or search for coalitions. You can submit an activity, and then you can also join a coalition. And so that's kind of the main entry point for engagement, and we're really envisioning from current and existing coalition members to use this, but we also are thinking, schools, youth-serving organizations that are maybe working with students and our 21st Century Scholars that they can access and learn about the different activities from the search activities, find out what events and meetings are happening in their area that they can connect their students to. We're also envisioning that students, parents, families, community members are going to be accessing this information to find opportunities and events in their area, and we're hoping that we're going to be engaging multiple and a variety of stakeholders in this website here. So now let's jump into the first section under searching activities. So basically you have a searchable database and a toolbar that you can search for if you're looking for activities, let's just say in Marion County or in Benton County. You can search by county. You can also search by audience. You can also search for our 21st Century Scholars population under SSP requirements. So, you know, if you are a student, a scholar, and you're specifically looking for a campus visit opportunity, you can access, you know, drill down and find any as campus visit SSP activity across the state. And then you can also search by time. You know, you can toggle back and forth between a list and a map. There are a lot of different opportunities that you can have to search for activities. So now let's get searching. So when you search for SSP, you can click on the button, and then this is where you can self-select which opportunities and which specific SSP activity you're looking for. So whether it's you're looking for a college visit or maybe workplace experience, this is where you can go and select which specific activity you're looking for, and then it'll pull all of the activities that satisfy this requirement in the database and activity search. One thing that this is a quick tip to know when you're using the search activities feature, the search function is actually a limiter rather than expander. So what that means is if you're searching for 2 counties, so it looks like Allen and Marion County, that would mean the activity would have to take place in both of those counties versus looking at and trying to find any activity that's in Allen County or Marion. It would be searching for any activity that's in Allen County and Marion County. So that's one thing to take into consideration when you're searching and using this database. Once you've selected your search, so it looks like we're looking for keyword college, all of the activities that fit within that parameter will pop up under little activity cards on the bottom. And then what you'll be able to see is the title of the activity, the date, time, location, whether or not the activity satisfies an SSP requirement, and a very brief description of the activity. So those are all of the different features that you'll see on the little activity card once you do the search. As I mentioned earlier, you can search in a couple of different ways. You can search by list, which were the little activity cards that the previous slide that we just saw, or you can switch over and toggle over to a map. So let's say you're looking for specific areas and you're looking in a specific region of the state. You can actually toggle to map and then find the different opportunities and events happening from a map view versus a list view. It's just kind of different preferences. So let's say we're going to click on the Fort Wayne Go Ivy Day activity. So this is what you'll see. This is when you click on the activity card, this is the actual activity page. And really, all the information that you need is going to be listed here, from the date, time, location, if they have who the audience is for, whether or not it satisfies an SSP requirement. It gives a more full description along with registration details and a contact information listed. So if you have any questions about the event, some additional logistics, you can contact the contact on that page. You'll also notice on the right-hand side under Allen County, this is where you have all of the information about the current Allen County College Success Coalition, from the leadership team, member organizations, vision, and other activities. You'll be able to learn more about the Allen County College Success Coalition from the activities page. Next, when you're searching for a coalition, you're going to want to type in the specific county that you're looking for, and then you'll see a little pop-up card for Marion County or whatever county you're looking for here, and the county card will pop up that you can click on it. And then when you click on the county that you find the county coalition that you are looking for, and then it will take you to the coalition full page. So similarly, you know, on the right-hand side, it has information from leadership team, member organizations, vision, goals, activity, and these are all things that the leadership team and steering team members can update, you know, on their own and make sure that information is as up to date as possible. You can also toggle, you'll notice, you can toggle by a couple of different search views. You can toggle by activities, so this will list all of the activities that are happening in Marion County. Or if you toggle back, you can search by organizations. So you can see all the different organizations and their individual organization card that are already a part of the Marion County College Success Coalition. So it's a little bit about when you are able to find coalitions. Next, if you are interested in submitting an activity, here's where you go to submit activities. And we ask for basic information, the details, date, time, location, zip code, and then if the box is highlighted in red, that means that it is a required field, and you won't be able to advance and proceed without completing all of that information, even if it's NA. And then as soon as an activity is approved, you will receive a confirmation email letting you know that it's been approved and it's officially live and posted. So there will be leadership team members, and along with CHE staff members will be monitoring this system and approving activities as they come in. Similarly, when you're ready to join as a coalition, you will click on the Join Coalition button, and then any organization information that's highlighted in red will be a required field, and then it goes through, provide website information, basic contact information, are you a youth serving, are you a community foundation, etc. So you can give us a little bit more information about the type of information that you're representing. And then basically, once that's approved, you will also receive the email confirmation at the end of that as well. So that is a very quick through of the new coalition website. We're very excited about just kind of the next steps with that. A couple of things as we close and we wind down here, I just wanted to make sure that I share. For any questions that you may have can be directed to the following email address, coalitions@che.in.gov. Or you can go to our scholars.in.gov website and find your regional outreach coordinator and reach out to him and her directly with any questions that you may have. So again, for any questions, please make sure that you contact coalitions@che.in.gov, and thank you very much for your time and attention. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Sue, and we're going to open it up for questions. Thank you so much.
That's absolutely fabulous. It's been so exciting working with Emily as we've worked to transition CSC to the coalition or to the commission, and I think the website has a lot of really cool features that you're going to enjoy. Plus the organizational structure that they've set up at CHE to support the coalitions, I think is going to be fabulous. As Emily shared with you, they're using the outreach coordinators who are responsible for outreach in all aspects of CHE's work, from the 21st Century Scholars to their campaigns. So you're going to be working closely with one of the outreach coordinators, which is great, and you can see a benefit from that already in these meetings that they're setting up in each county, where they're able to come into your county to meet with you and talk with potential members about your coalition work. So I'm just really excited. I couldn't be more pleased with how all this is playing out, and I just feel like there's a good future for the coalitions, which is wonderful. If anyone has questions, you can go ahead and type them in, or just unmute your mic and ask questions. I'm not seeing any questions right now. Emily, one question that I wanted to address was, you mentioned in the new online system that the county's vision and goals and everything would be in the new online system. And do you want to explain how that's happening? I guess I'm a little, I just want to make sure that the counties understand that they're not going to have to retype anything or anything like this. So how did you all go about getting that information into the new online system?
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much, Sue. Great question. So what we have done over here at the Commission and Learn More is we have pulled all of the information from the current and existing coalition site, from the steering team, the vision statement, the leadership team, all of the activities that have been archived. We've pulled all of that information from the existing site and transferred it over to the new site to basically eliminate any additional data retrieval or anything that the coalitions will need to do. Now, what we'll also do, because I know that they're currently, entering submissions right now in their final year-end progress report. So before, June 30th, we'll make sure that we capture all of the data information. What we have posted right now is just all the data and information up to date that we've received. But we wanted to make sure that we made it easy and a smooth transition for our coalition members. So in working closely with Sue and her team to make sure that we were able to have access to all of the information and data that currently exists, and then we were able to kind of pull that information and upload it and transfer that information to the new system. Great question.
Yeah, that's great, and we've really tried to make this as seamless as possible for the counties. So I think it's full speed ahead, and I'm just really excited, and we're looking forward. I think after working with us over the years, you understand that this was a labor of love for us. We loved working with the coalitions, and I know I speak for Debbie Howell as well. Debbie just had so much fun with this initiative, and so we will be monitoring your work just to kind of keep in touch, and it's been fun to work with you over the years, and we look forward to seeing good things coming out of your counties in the future. So I'm not seeing any other questions. Emily, okay if we wrap?
Yep, I think that is just fine. So again, on behalf of the Commission, Sue and Debbie and the rest of your team, we just want to definitely extend our thanks and gratitude for your leadership and just commitment and dedication to the cause. So we couldn't have done it without you, and we appreciate all that you've done up until this point. So thank you.
Sounds good. So the baton is officially passed. Thanks, everybody. Follow up with Emily and her staff of outreach coordinators if you have questions after this, and we will wish you lots and lots and lots of good luck. On behalf of Debbie and Amy Siegel on our staff, and good luck. Thanks, everyone.